Welcome to Invisible Dimensions, where we share our mystical, paranormal, and supernatural encounters. We were all super excited to have a new baby in the family. It had been 3 weeks since Laura, the new baby, was born. All had been well. It was during the holidays, so we had enough time bonding while taking care of her. My younger siblings and I were overprotective. Our cousins were also around, all doting over her. It was all bliss. It was a marvel where babies come from. When I was younger, we had been made to believe that babies were dropped off by aeroplanes. Every time we saw a plane in the skies, we would know a newborn was being dropped off somewhere. But now that I was older, 10 years, I knew that babies grew in someone's tummy. How they got in and got out was the bit I didn't understand well. I had for a long time believed they came out through the mouth. I had never witnessed a birthing process, though I had three younger siblings. Mom, I remember asking my mother once, how do babies come out of the tummy? Considering the tummy has no opening. The same way they went in. My mother had answered amusedly, babies come out the same way they went in. I didn't know how babies even went in the first place, so I couldn't press the topic any further. I had left it at that. Now, here we had Laura adding to our family, and it was all good until at 3 weeks old, when Laura decided she was not going to give us peace. Every evening, it was routine to have our dinner at 7. We would have fun with Laura all day long, passing her from hands to hands, marveling at just how tiny she was. Her toes, her fingers, the nails, her curly hair, all her beautiful new dresses, just about everything was fascinating. We would watch in wonder as our mom bathed her, breastfed her, and rocked her to sleep. We would stand on watch as she slept, waiting anxiously until she woke up. She was so adorable. Then one day, at dinner time, Laura just began wailing. She was crying so loudly that had we not all been together, one could have assumed that someone had physically hurt her. The good thing was, it was my mom carrying her at that time. My mom tried everything to calm her down. She refused to breastfeed. Her nappies were dry. She was warmly dressed. We all kept quiet just in case our talking was irritating her. But she kept howling and howling and howling. My mom rocked her gently, walked around with her, sat down with her, made her lie face down across her lap, but still nothing. Not even singing to her could calm her. She kept crying and crying and crying and crying. The food was getting cold. My mom ordered us to eat as she moved around with the baby. After we had eaten, our nanny took Laura so that my mom could eat. Immediately after dinner, Laura calmed down. Whether it was due to exhaustion, we never understood. We were just grateful that she was finally quiet. We all sighed with relief, hoping that was the end of it. We were perturbed, therefore, the following evening, at exactly the same time again, when Laura began crying and nothing could appease her. Our mother and nanny had again to eat in turns. Surprisingly, during daytime, Laura would be okay, relaxed, happy, jovial, no fevers, just a normal newborn. As soon as we were finished with dinner, she would stop crying. That baby raised hell for us for a whole week. It was too much. My mother decided she would take her to hospital the following Monday, just in case she was ill and we didn't know. Why would you waste your time and money taking her to hospital? Our grandmother asked offhandedly. Just name her properly. We all laughed. We were intrigued. Surely, Kashere, our grandmother, didn't know what she was saying. First, Laura already had a name. She was named Imbotio after our step grandmother. Her official names were Laura Imbotio Atavachi, the third being our family name. Two, surely, how could the baby raise all that ruckus just because she didn't like her name? No, it had to be something else. Coco, I asked Grandma incredulously, do you mean all this while Laura has been crying just because she doesn't like her name? No, it is one of our ancestors who feels they are forgotten that is making her cry. We will have to find out who it is and name her properly. If we find out who it is, then we got our cure. My grandmother answered nonchalantly. Not knowing who ancestors were, I asked Grandma why the said ancestors couldn't just come forward and ask directly instead of ruining our evenings daily. That is not how it works, Grandma answered with a grin on her face, as though there was something she knew that we didn't. On Monday morning, Mom took Laura to hospital. We all waited anxiously for their return, hoping the doctor would prescribe a cure and our evenings would go back to being peaceful again. By noon, our mother had returned home with some painkillers. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with her, my mother said miserably. Everything seems fine. I told you, Coco said indifferently. She is fine. It is just the name. My mom was very careful to give Laura the painkillers that evening. We kept our fingers crossed, hoping so hard that that evening, the second week in a row, she wouldn't cry. We were so stunned then when, at exactly the same time, like on the other previous days, as if on cue, Laura began to howl. I could see the frustration on my mother's face. Bring her to me, Coco ordered. Our nanny handed over the howling Laura to Grandma. Oh, Mommy, Grandma crooned softly, gently swaying Laura in her arms. What is it? Who is this that will not give you peace? Is it you, my sister, Kachiti? Please, know that we have not forgotten about you. We still hold you dear in our hearts. How can we forget you, even if we wanted to? Are you not the one who helped me educate my children after I was widowed so young? Or is it you, Isiaho? Isiaho, you cannot surely complain. Did I not name my second grandchild after you? I have no debt to you, my sister. Or is it you, my mother-in-law, Kasiala? Oh, my mother-in-law, the mother to my dear husband, the love of my life, the vine from which my lineage comes. Are not all these children yours? Does your blood not flow in their veins? Nearly half of them are named after you already. I had never seen anything like that. Coco was having a serious conversation with people we couldn't see. I assumed they must be the so called ancestors. My mother, frustrated, seemed to have resigned to fate. She didn't care whether Coco acted crazy. Anything to shut up Laura was welcome. We sat at Grandma's feet, listening to her call up names of people we never knew had even existed. We watched incredulously as she brought up more names. Unfortunately, it appeared none of the ancestors she called out had an interest in being remembered. Laura still cried herself to sleep. The following evening, at exactly the same time, Laura started wailing as usual. Mom thrust her into my grandmother's arms. Maybe today we give her names from your relatives, Grandma told her sullenly. What? My mother asked, astonished. I am not taking part in whatever games you are playing. You do want her to keep quiet, don't you? Grandma asked mischievously, a glint in her eye. Is there someone from your side of the family that you think has been forgotten? My mom, fed up with Laura's ruckus every evening, bought into the idea. She sat down, thinking contemplatively for some time. Have you no relatives? Coco asked reproachfully, impatient as Laura continued crying her heart out. Maybe my grandmother, Ishelia. Try that, my mom said uncertainly. Or maybe, Ingoshe, my sister who died young, can you try Wilunda? That's my cousin or something of that. Laura continued howling and howling. By now, we were all so tired and irritated with that baby. We agreed something was terribly wrong with her, but Coco's method was not working either. Or maybe Mihala. My aunt Mihala should do. My mom said dejectedly, tired. Laura's fast for the past whole 2 weeks had taken a toll on her. Laura abruptly looked up when she heard the name Mihala and suddenly stopped screaming. We looked at each other in shock and ran towards Coco just to look at Laura's face and ascertain that she had indeed stopped crying. Mihala, is that you? Coco called out placatingly. Why did you not let us know earlier? For over 2 weeks now, we have had no peace. I am sorry, Clara, that we had forgotten all about you. Were you not the most hardworking of Shitote's daughters? Were you not the wealthiest? Was not your dowry that lifted your whole family from poverty? Forgive us, Clara Mihala. You are now named. You can now rest easy. Rest in peace, Shitote's daughter. My granddaughter here will carry your name. Guys, I know just how funny this sounds, but I assure you, I was there in person. Laura immediately stopped crying. In fact, her countenance changed. You couldn't tell that this was the baby who had been screaming at the top of her lungs just a while ago. She looked calm, happy, contented. My grandmother handed her over to Mom, smiling triumphantly. You have a name now, Coco said gleefully. You can add or remove any other name you want, but Mihala it is. Laura soon fell asleep. We still couldn't believe. We didn't understand what had just happened. Who is Mihala? We all wanted to know. We had never heard of her. Mihala was the only sister to your grandfather, Musa, my dad. The two were raised by their stepmother because their mother died immediately after giving birth to her. She got married to a wealthy man when she herself grew up. Unfortunately, she didn't live long to grow old, but she had children, our cousins. If you've met your uncles, Nandua, Muyonga, Shibuyanga, those are Mihala's children, Mom explained. I know, guys. You eagerly want to know what happened the following day. Fine. We also waited anxiously for the following evening. We really wanted to prove Grandma wrong. Surely her method was nonsensical, just a mere coincidence, maybe. As the evening drew near, we gathered at the dinner table expectantly, waiting impatiently, hoping to call out Grandma as a con. The time came and passed. We all sat there, fiddling with our food, waiting for Laura to cry. She didn't. We kept waiting for her rants to break out any moment. They didn't. The following day, we waited again. Laura didn't cry. It took us a while to get accustomed to Laura not crying in the evenings, just as it took us a while to get used to calling her Mihala. You know what they say? That what an old man can see seated, a young man cannot see it even while standing. Since that day, I started to look at Coco differently, with lots of respect and admiration. That's how our little sister came to be known as Laura Mihala Atavachi to this day. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to help our channel grow. Bye.